Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Urban Facts. It's Thursday, December 1st, 7 o'clock, and I'm your host, Eamon Hotep Parker. This show is brought to you by the Ethel Lee Zachary Foundation, where we cultivate and educate inner city youth to give them the purpose and the aptitude of having a brighter future. So today we will be interviewing Miss Patty Jackson. So we'll go over the evolution of youth with Miss Jackson. Also, we have dedicated this show in the memory of Miss, I don't want to mess her name up, Shaquila Robinson. So this is the young lady that was brutally murdered in Mexico. So we didn't think it was robbery to dedicate this show to her. And we also have an update in regards to her case. One of her alleged friends, I don't know what type of friends you got doing things like that, but this young lady was arrested, Dejanay Jackson. So she was arrested and she is now in processing for the murder of Miss Jackson. If you need any other updates in regards to Miss Jackson's case, you can do a simple Google search, and anything in regards to the case should pop up. So, without further ado, we're going to interview Philly's native and WDAS DJ, Miss Patty Jackson. So we're going to bring on Patty now. Miss Jackson, how you doing today?
Doing fine. Her name is Shanquella
Oh,
Robinson.
yeah, I done tore this girl's name up like a million times, but I just didn't want to do a show without definitely dedicating it to her in regards to her memory. So how was your day?
It was a long day, a lot going on today.
All right, that's good. That's good. So as I was explaining to everybody, we help inner city youth. So the biggest problem that we I see today is that the youth are some of the youth are just totally out of control. We do have ones that's attending college, and then we got ones that's attending prisons. So we wanted to know what things that you've seen different when you were a youth in regards to back then and today. So if you could tell us a little bit about your childhood, I guess we could start from there.
Growing up in South Philadelphia with my parents, I lived in South Philly for 40 years, very involved in the church, very involved in the neighborhood. A lot of church activities and just activities basically in the neighborhood. It was fun growing up in South Philly back then because neighbors came out and people came out and you knew your neighbors. Now everything is gentrified where I grew up.
Right, right, right. What was I guess how can I say, I guess the attitude of youth back then?
We didn't have social media. I think social media plays a huge part. We didn't have social media. We actually played outside.
Yeah.
So it was just two very different worlds. We knew nothing about social media. There was no social media, nor was there the urgency that is seen today.
So what about I guess like the behavior of like kids in the classroom? Would you say that's the same as today or it's gotten worse?
It's gotten worse. We live in a microwave society. Everything is fast, 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 instant, 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 and everything right at the tip of your hands. It's made so easy that people feel that they don't have to work or they should work for it.
Yeah, I feel you. My mom used to tell me, take your time when you try to do things, you can't have I guess like a microwave result, and that definitely excuse me, is something that's very true, because not only does the youth but their parents, they try to get things like instantly, like you said. But with social media, it's also giving them the reality that everything is instant. Just like with Miss Robinson, um, that was, I don't want to say it was instant, but it was like, I think the next day or that same day, people heard it about it, with around the world. I guess back in your day, that might have been a couple of days before the news hit or something like that.
Yes, because today, Black Twitter was very instrumental in making sure that they stayed on their necks and investigated what happened to this young woman.
Right. Yeah, it's a very horrible story. So who was an influence on your life coming up?
Wow, teachers. I thought I was going to be a school teacher. Mr. Dan Baker, who is currently the announcer for the Phillies, he was my fifth
Okay.
grade teacher.
Oh wow.
There was a woman, Jacqueline, got her last name, but Miss Jackie. She was just elegant and beautiful, and I loved her whole being, and really took part in molding young minds and took that serious. So I had some really good teachers coming up along the way that showed me.
Yeah, I definitely say I had. Well, it was one. I guess in first grade, I couldn't spell my name, as you can see why. So, my first grade teacher would always just write my name out, and as the years went on, it was other teachers that were more like influential towards me as a youth, and influenced me to go greater in my talent, which was art at the time. So was, I guess, as a youth, well, you said coming up, you wanted to be a school teacher. So what led from being a school teacher to a radio personality?
I think it was just the natural journey. I wanted to be a school teacher. I wanted to be a nurse. But God had already deemed my path and said, you're going to go into speaking and radio.
Okay, that's cool. So did that happen younger, or just kind of
No,
the adult years or whatever?
6 months after I graduated from high school, I was on the radio. I
Wow.
started interning at a radio station in Camden. Somebody
Uh-huh.
show up for work, and I was there to do it.
Wow. So that's like over 30 years you've been doing this.
I've been doing it 40.
Oh wow. Definitely appreciate your service on the radio. So I'm sorry. So what would you say would be some encouraging words that you would have for today's parents in regards to better parenting in regards to their children?
You got to pay attention to your children and you must listen. As a parent, I am still learning. Lift your head about that phone and listen to your children and be a parent. I'm not from the school of being a friend to your children. You could be friendly, but boundaries are there that you must be a parent and keep on them because the world is tough and you really got to raise your child up to handle everything that's going on.
What would you say was a I guess an experience you remember that your mom or your dad corrected you on when you were young?
Not having all the lights on in the house. When you become an adult, you realize that electric bill a little high. Turn
Oh right.
the light down. So
Yeah, my grandfather used to turn them lights off. You don't pay no bills around here.
yeah,
um so with you coming up, well, I guess with the 70s, I guess that would be
60, 70.
60s, 70s. Um I imagine it was like gangs back then. So what would, I guess, how could you say they went from gangs to, I guess, just the mischief that they have, going on today?
Well, there's much more accessibility to guns, and people don't care. And I think a lot of these kids think life is that video game that they're playing. Life is not a video game. You can go up and shoot somebody and like pow pow pow. There are consequences. There are consequences when you have that gun and put your finger on the trigger.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Um, so I guess like the biggest thing that we see today, like in the foundation, is that, well, I also do Uber like probably around like 3 o'clock in the morning. So one of the things that I noticed with some of the kids is that they don't really have like somebody to talk to. And that would probably range from like I'd say like maybe 15 to like 25. So it kind of like puts the youth in a place where as though I guess from their ages, well, even maybe from like 10 on, it's kind of like they're raising themselves. Like, what encouragement would you give to youth that's in situations like that?
To see if you can find a mentor, someone that you can talk to, someone you can maybe either aspire to be like, or someone who can fill and give you the knowledge that you need.
Did you have a mentor coming up yourself,
I had
or
lots
even
of
now?
mentors all throughout my career. Every door that God put me through, there was someone to mentor me that I could learn from.
And how would you say, I guess, having a mentor as a youth, how would you say that helps develop the person as in whole, the person's character as a whole?
It means a lot. When you're young, you're confused about which way to go. Helps you get on the right path. Helps you to understand quicker. There's nothing like when someone pours wisdom into you so that you can learn and grow.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I've had a mentor. I guess my first experience with a mentor was when I first joined Victory Christian Center, and I ran across a gentleman named Dr. Wesley Proctor, and he helped cultivate me as a young man, in regards to the things of God, being a more dependable man towards like my family and then like the community and the church. So that definitely was I guess I would say an inspiration factor to me in my life, him being a mentor to me. So do you I guess like in the community now, are you involved with the youth or you just do community service or is it just a
I
radio?
do community service. I look at every day as servicing because I have a microphone. I'm on the airwaves. So I look at every day as doing service for people to listen, to catch what I've said. So every day, you could either reach thousands or you could reach one person. So it's not just with youth that you don't know, it could be family
Mhm.
members. You could plant that seed.
Okay. So what advice would you give, I guess like an organization like mine? We started off in a pandemic. And like I said, our goal is to reach youth. So what advice could you give us from
To
your
be
experience?
consistent. To be consistent. You got to be consistent. You can't just do it one week and then take off for two. You have to be consistent and do it every single day.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Well, it was definitely a pleasure speaking with you. Um, if you ever need us for anything that can help you out within the community, you definitely can reach out to us. Hopefully, we can interview you again and pick your mind from some more wisdom. But it was definitely a pleasure to have you come on and share your expertise and
Thank
your
you.
wisdom with our audience.
Thank
So
you.
enjoy the rest of your evening, and we don't want to hold you up. And it was definitely nice meeting you.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Well, everybody, that was Philadelphia native Patty Jackson, and she was giving us some of her expertise and wisdom in regards to when she came up as a youth and the things that youth would need today. And it's like you said, like she said, you have to be consistent in doing this thing. Um, it's a everyday battle for us, for the foundation, and myself to see these kids, you know, go from small individuals to the people that they grow up to be. And we just want the best for our children. And we definitely believe that culture and academics will help these kids to, go towards a more successful path. Now, I'm not saying that's 100%, but at least it's something. As parents, you guys really definitely have to be, very encouraging to your children. You know what I mean? Be there. Like she said, stay on top of your kids. You know what I mean? Teach them principles. Like she said with the thing about with the lights in the house. That's a principle that, her parents gave her in regards to, not keeping the lights on. You know what I mean? Some of the parents today don't even have consequences or rules in regards to the youth in their household, and that's even including their own children. So it's very detrimental that you set up rules to help to help your kids grow up to be outstanding individuals. And again, we want to just thank Miss Jackson from the Ethel Lee Zachary Foundation for just coming on and sharing her expertise in regards to youth and her her journey over the years as a radio DJ. Um so we also have a toy drive coming up. So I'm gonna give you the information on that. So this is our toy drive. Excuse me. And it's going to be December 15th. And unfortunately, I put the wrong flyer up here. But let me see if I can find it on my phone right fast. Give me a second. Don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. All right, so here we go. So December 15th from excuse me, 3 to 6. It's going to be at 2501 Reed Street. So that's Philadelphia, PA. We'll be doing, the exact same location as we did last year, and we'll be giving out toys to children, on that day, the 15th, December 15th. Also, next week, we will be interviewing Mr. AJ Evans. He is an aspiring young gospel artist. So that's AJ right there. So join us on the 8th at 7 p.m., December 8th at 7 p.m. And we will be interviewing the multi-talented AJ Evans. He's a student at Haverford. He's a senior at the Haverford School. And like I said, he is a gospel recording artist. So definitely check that out. We're definitely going to pick his brain and, see how he's been doing in regards to his career. Also coming up, we have a youth focus group. And the focus group will primarily be in regards to the effective and ineffectiveness of parenting and how it affects the youth. So let me make this a little bigger so you guys can see it. So that'll be January 21st at 1 o'clock. It will be virtual, so it'll be right here on this show. We'll put out more information in regards to that, in regards to the speakers. We're still trying to get everything in order for that. I brought Miss Jackson on today so we can kind of see how, youth evolved from when she came up till today. And as far as, the training of youth, her advice was kind of the same. You got to be constant in their lives. You got to give them instruction. But we both agreed on one thing, that the youth have gotten worse over the years. And that's not a easy thing to state. You know what I mean? Because when you think of evolution, you think of things becoming better and not always worse. You know, you may have some things that you might want to fix or adjust, but it's always bad when it gets worse. You know what I mean? When the evolution gets worse. You know what I mean? So, parents, we definitely are here for you guys. You know, we got a parenting group. It's the ELZ parenting group. Well, ELZ parenting forum. You can find that on our Facebook page, or you can definitely do a search for that ELZ Parenting Forum. You know, click on the link to send us out a request for the invite, and we'll be more than happy to have you welcome aboard. You know, have you aboard the Parenting Forum because we want to help you guys get the advice that some of you guys may need, and some of you guys can give advice to parents that are in need, you know, in regards to being better parents in regards to their children. Also, we have towards the end here this birthday shout out. And we kind of added this in just to, you know, encourage the youth to let them know that, hey, we're here for you guys. You know, we remembered your birthday. You know, we want to make a big deal about it. You know, we're not a big a big famous podcast, but we somebody. You know what I mean? So we definitely want to just give the youth their light to shine, you know, in these dark times that we're in at time, you know, in these dark times that we're in. I'm sorry. So today's birthday is no other than my daughter, Miss Ambrielle Parker. And Ambrielle turned 13 November 20th. She had a wonderful time. You know, me and her went out to Tex Mex, and you know, we had a date. You know, we talked about her day. You know, what she did in school. Um, you know, you know, things she has going on at the church. You know, we just had a regular conversation as a father and daughter. But we definitely want to just honor her again. You know, the 20th was her birthday. You know, happy birthday, Bree. I'm very proud of you. You and your sisters do an excellent job academically, and you definitely make me and your mother very proud to be your parents. And um, these are the type of kids that we're trying to cultivate some of the youth in that need help. You know, kids of proud parents. You know, proud because their kids are doing, you know, the right things academically. You know, they're doing, you know, maybe doing some type of community service, you know, part of a church or organization. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that to be a good kid, you got to be doing community service or part of some organization. Just be a good kid. That's it. Just be a good youth. You know what I mean? You know, do the best you can in school. We'll be here to celebrate you. You know, if we hear any words about it, but we just want you guys to do the best you can in regards to just being youth, period. You know what I mean? And sometimes that is challenging because, you know, people looking at you because people want you to do the right thing. And sometimes doing the right thing, it's kind of hard if you're not really used to what the right thing is. You know what I mean? But we're here to help you so so you can recognize what the right thing is. You know, we honored a young lady today. I'm gonna try to see if I can bring up the information here. Let me see here. All right, let's see. All right, let me see. So we honored. Hold on, I gotta fix that. All right, but I'm not sure if you guys can see that. So we honored Miss Umi Santiago, and on, I believe it was sometime in July, I believe July 24th. Um, it was a gentleman outside, um, passed out due to some health condition. Miss Santiago went out from her post to save this gentleman's life. You know, she was a McDonald's employee. Didn't think twice about it. She immediately rushed out and you know proceeded to do CPR via instructions from the police, and she aided in saving somebody's life. So we will be interviewing also Miss Santiago in regards to her heroism. But that's it for me. I just want to thank you guys again for tuning in. And it's always a pleasure to give you guys, the updated news in regards to the community. We try to bring on, more interesting people. So you ain't got to see me on here all the time, and, to see what they talking about, to pick their brain, so we can celebrate other folks. You know what I mean? So that's our goal, to try to bring more folks in so that they can give you guys knowledge from their expertise, from their standpoint, as a person. So it's been great again. Thank you guys for tuning in. God bless and good night.